unfortunately, part of the effects helped those IME doctors out because these were doctors that cannot thrive. Many of them just can't thrive in private practice.
Right.
So they don't want to bite the hand that feeds them.
Right.
And they're being fed, I don't know how many of these examinations weekly. You say they pay maybe a couple $100 each, maybe more.
Somewhere between probably $75 and $400, depending on the specialty.
You have a family, you have children, and you have bills to pay.
There's a lot of desperate doctors out there willing to do that for the insurance companies.
I had a case years ago where a woman, she was in a very bad car accident, and she hurt her knee, and back and neck and all that, but she needed surgery on the knee, and the shoulder, I think, also. So we went to an orthopedic IME in Staten Island, and I literally have to meet her at the examination and help her into the examination, into the office. She gets in there, the doctor examines her. I brought the x-rays with me so he could take a look at the MRI. Actually, no, it was x-rays, I think of her shoulder. And we get in there, he does an examination, he writes a report that she... and there was a doctor who was recommending surgery at the same time, her orthopedist. So this particular insurance orthopedist writes a report that she doesn't need any further care and she can return to work as a cashier in a supermarket. The problem is she doesn't work as a cashier. She's a meat cutter in a supermarket. She's on her feet all day long and she's cutting meat up. When I brought this to the attention of the insurance company and I wrote them a letter and I demanded a reevaluation, they actually complied, and they set up, and now you know how rare that is. They set up a new exam. I asked for another doctor. They gave me the same doctor. We went back. This time we got a report saying she cannot return to work, and they authorized surgery. And they don't authorize anything, no fault. So she had the surgery. But what's wrong with the system? I mean, what was wrong the first time around? It's the same person, it's the same injuries. Were they not paying attention?
They don't. They do a tremendous volume of those exams also. IME doctors could be set up for 15, 20, 30 exams in a day, in a small time frame, and they're rushing through the exams. On the reviews in my office, I've never seen a patient examine longer than 10 minutes, ever.
Right.
A thorough examination on a patient you've never seen before and a review of record should take a minimum of a half an hour.
You're never going to see that.
Never. Never. I win every arbitration based on the paper that I bring, the review, which is signed by the patient, and I bring it in and I state that all this information's in this report, but this is what the patient actually stated occurred at the exam. And I encourage, as you do, I know in your practice, for them to bring a witness with them, for them to fill out the review. It always helps in the long run.
And to treat it like a piece of meat. I mean, it's never...
Terrible.
It's never a good experience. I mean, once in a blue moon, you get that positive report, and all it does is extend treatment for a short period of time, 4 to 6 weeks, with a reevaluation.
With a reevaluation, so that they get that other reevaluation
but you know what?
in there.
I'm sure there are doctors out there that are that have a legitimate practice, in all fairness to them, that also are doing a legitimate examination for the insurance companies. But I have to believe that insurance examination career is going to be very short-lived.
Well, that's what happened with my experience. When I did IMEs, my career of performing IMEs for insurance companies was very short-lived because I was honest and
you don't want to play the game.
I wasn't playing the game for these insurance companies. I was very honest. I knew somebody was injured. I absolutely recommended continued care. And they stopped sending me cases. It was unbelievable how all of a sudden I stopped getting IME exams.
And I feel bad for some of these IME doctors because even if their practice is thriving from those IMEs, the insurance company can decide tomorrow we're going to use that person now.
Right.
And if you don't have a practice to stand on itself, you're in trouble. I'm wondering what you think this is, where this is heading.
I'm hoping with some of these RICO actions against the insurance companies, that'll change it a little bit. Every day I pray for fees to change for medical providers so that we can provide better care. I don't know. I don't know. I also worry that it's going to get worse, like in California or I think in Florida they just got rid of no fault. I don't know if they actually reinstated it, but in some states they just completely got rid of all of this, and it's all on a lien basis.
I just helped I was just helping somebody with an accident that they had in Illinois and in Tennessee, and they don't have no fault. And if you don't have health insurance, you're really in trouble.
Of course.
One person just with very serious injuries, she got $100,000 from an insurance company. There was no fault, and she had to pay $30,000 of that to the hospital that treated her.
No fault right now is the devil we know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would be without no fault. I think the city is too populated not to have some sort
There's
of
a way
system.
to make it work. I think that if we can...
It needs to be independent.
If we can make it really
to be independent, not
which means
paid.
Take $1 from our premium, take $1 from the insurance company, create some independent panels so it is independent.
Right.
So that it is truly not an insurance examination, one-sided, serving the best interest of the party that's going to be paying for future care.
I also think they need to work on the person who's ultimately deciding whether or not that care was necessary are arbitrators. They're judges, right?
Yeah.
And lawyers. And I think those need to be medical personnel. I think that they could, navigate that medical literature much better than a lawyer or a judge ever can, and especially without a med mal background.
Let's get together and write to our congressman.
Should.
And get involved. I don't like sitting back and waiting to see what happens.
I know. Me too. I like to be proactive.
We should get together with other professionals and make it happen.
Okay.
Deal?
Deal.